Hey, the holidays are coming quickly, quickly coming, and the holidays by itself is already a stressful event. But when you have the backdrop of the COVID-19, the election cycle, and then all the riots and protests, this is going to be one of the most, I think, the most stressful holidays we've seen in a very long time. And the Veterans Council of Veterans, you got to know your local resource. Welcome. How you doing? My name is Tony Mims. I'm the President and CEO for Veterans Council and Veterans. And I want you to welcome to Know Your Local Resource. This is something I think is very important. It's almost like, when you prepare for the PT test, you don't wait the day of the PT test before you decide to start training for it. And that's the same thing when it comes to these holidays. These holidays are going to be so stressful that we really don't know what to expect. And I believe that we as leaders, community leaders, need to sit there and step up to the plate and start identifying. For me, I want to identify the local resources in the area today for when you may need them tomorrow. And when I'm asking you, first of all, I want you to share, because you never know when you're sharing a blessing. One of the things we want to try to do is, and you look at our schedule here, let me show you the schedule we have coming up for the whole week. Right here, and it's extensive. So we already had Camaraderie Foundation last week. We have the mayor of Tampa, Jane Castor, because she's going to be following this my introduction. We got Bay Area Legal with Jennifer Broomfield. We got veteran homeless advocates, where we're going to have several advocates who deal with the veterans homelessness. We're going to have Councilman Luis Vieta, a good friend of mine, and also a friend of the veterans. We're going to have some veterans nonprofits talk about their resources they're going to have available during the holidays. Focus on the veterans family is very important. The Veterans Council of Veterans families. We need to give some kind of resources and tools for families out there. So we're going to have a panel of marriage and family therapists who help you provide that. Finally, we're going to have a domestic violence training. As far as people on domestic violence, we're going to have this spring with Christine Meister. So that, again, this is a way for us trying to get ahead of the curve. What I want, as we're waiting for the mayor to show up, I want to kind of give you who we have coming on next week. Next week, we're going to have Jennifer Broomfield from the Bay Area Legal. And they have, what I've learned too, they have their home helpline. When you call them, it's 24/7. So if you're facing evictions, if you're facing any, even got a domestic violence line, they can send to represent you. And if they can't represent you, they at least can point you in the right direction. So they'll be on next week at 11:30, as you see there, with Jennifer Broomfield. I'm really glad about how the nonprofits actually stepped up to the plate. When I sent it out there, including the mayor loves our veteran community. And I said, I always say it's a calling from God. I said, hey, you need to sit there and reach out to the mayor and see if she'd be on. You know what? No hesitation at all. The mayor loves the veteran community so much that normally you have to wait 2 or 3 months to try to get somebody to get there on your schedule. But it was like that. And I really believe that's part from God. And that's also part from the mayor being a loving veteran community. One last thing I want to always mention, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So I want to, again, highlight the people who've already shared our slide. Kelly Schutzbank, Richard Ramirez, Larry Roberts from American Legion, just really doing great things. Anna Tanzilla from Camaraderie, Jeffrey Knopf, Kim Osenzer. And also we have some, I got updated, but also SOF Missions as well has shared this. And so, and Carlos Ramirez and those guys. So please continue to share. You never know that your sharing could be blessing someone, and especially in this coming holidays. So as we sit here and I'm waiting for the mayor, her time is busy, and I really appreciate her taking the time out of her busy schedule. I say that people who are watching this, we as community leaders and out there, and specifically we have VCF, the Veterans Coalition of Florida. It is our time to step up to the plate and help the mayor out, and because we're helping our veteran community. So what you're going to hear now is, even though I'm focused on the veteran community and their families, anybody really could learn, can get help from this podcast. It's going to be on every Friday until the 18th of December. Every Friday at 11:30. For Councilman Luis Vieta, it's going to be 10 o'clock, but we can tape it. If you can't be up that early, we'll tape it, and we'll let you see that. So what I'd like you to do is, those guys, if you're on my site right now, I would like you to sit there and drop some resources and link. It's important that we share the resources. This is not about me. This is not about Veteran Council of Veterans. This is about us taking care of our veteran community. So if you know anybody, if you know any links, any resources out there for the veteran, I'm talking about families, We had I think yesterday on our VCF meeting we had okay, the mayor's about ready to sign on, but hold on 1 second. Oh.
Hi.
Hey, hold on. How you doing, sir?
Tony, can we test her mic and webcam and everything? Can we test all that first?
Sure. Hold on. Okay, we're the mayor's make sure she got her crew on, so we're taking to make sure everything is good to hook. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Tony. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but you're live too, so I'm letting you know. So no curse words. Seem to have lost them. So for those out there, this is one of the challenges you have when you do things live. You have some technical difficulties that is on live versus just doing it. And I've always thought about taping stuff, but I just like to when
you still hear us?
I'm still here. You still there? Oh, you just tapped out. Okay.
Tony, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yes, sir. I like the authenticity of doing things live. I know it's a challenge to you. I believe it.
Podcast is
live computer live. So what you guys are doing now, you're seeing something live, and the man, I'm glad for his, connecting up. I really appreciate this.
Hey Tony, how are you?
How you doing, Mary? How you doing, Mary? We're live.
All right, good to see you. My apologies. It's I tell you, it's so interesting. I just did a podcast with the Red Cross, and we talked about the services that they have for the military. So how's that for great timing?
That is I should have them on if I thought about it.
I know you should, because they really have an app. It's called the Hero Care app.
Okay.
And not only do they provide emergency messaging, but they also provide services both for the military personnel, veterans, and individuals that are returning. They provide services for the family members and for the military personnel, to understand what they're going to go through as they're reunited. So great service.
Great, and I love it. One of the things about Veterans Council, you see me walking down the table, it's always about the families, and I love that because oftentimes the family are left out of the equation.
Right.
Just here, they're doing the suffering. So I like hearing that when they come in the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, man. So I'm doing a real quick intro, and I'll let you. The floor is yours. It's all about identifying resources in the community.
Okay.
So everybody, I want to welcome Mayor Jane Castor. Mayor Jane Castor, of course, she actually she joined the police force in 1984, which is ironic. My wife joined the police force in Plainfield, New Jersey in 1984. So I have the love for the police and
good.
And then
Me too.
And then she was appointed to the police chief when was it 2009, 2015, and like a lot of us out there, including myself, when you retire, you still have that big push that I can't describe it as serving the community. You got to find a way, and so you came back, and now you're mayor since 2019. And wow, do you have a lot of stuff to handle with the COVID and with the protests and riots and the elections. So, but I really believe, and I'm independent, but I think you're the right person for this job. And I'm really glad that you have taken the time out to sit there and talk to Veterans Council veterans and the veteran community. So, no further ado, man, can you just highlight some of the resources that are available to the veterans as we head to this holiday?
Okay, would love to. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Tony, for all that you do for our community and, and especially for the veterans, for our military. We are a military town here. We've got MacDill Air Force Base, clearly running the most important theaters throughout the world to keep not only our country and our citizens safe, but really the world looks to us as a military power to make sure that everyone in every country is safe. So again, we are so supportive of MacDill Air Force Base and what they do with CENTCOM, SOCOM, and so SOF, and so many other groups that work out of MacDill Air Force Base, including contractors. And our DoD, Department of Defense community is very large. I personally have held a couple of roundtables to try to bring those organizations to the Tampa Bay area, so that we can get some of those out of DC and down into our community, but very supportive of not only our active military, but of our veterans too. And being a former police officer, we have a lot of veterans that are police officers and, are reservists and have been called away to duty through the years. So again, big supporter of military, and clearly a very big supporter of law enforcement and all first responders. And then as you also alluded to, I just have service in my heart. I was born and raised in this community, and it's the greatest city in the United States. For anybody that's not residing in Tampa, you're welcome here. And sorry that you don't live here already. But those of us who do live here know that we're blessed to be here in a community that not only is a great place to live, but one of the reasons that it is a great place to live is the way that we all come together. We all come together to celebrate, and we all come together when there's an issue that needs to be addressed. And as we all know, quite often our military personnel come back with issues that need to be addressed, whether they're mental health issues, addiction, family issues. So it's very, very important that we provide the services that are available. We have one of the best hospitals, veteran VA hospitals in the entire nation. So we're very proud of that as well, to be able to help our veterans with any of the medical issues they have. And we have a number of resources in the community. One of them that I'm most familiar with is a crisis center of Tampa Bay. And they have helplines, and they realized some years back that, that there were veterans that may need their services. And so what they did is they employ veteran counselors to answer the phone when veterans call in. So, you have that real connection. You're talking to someone that has the professional expertise to help, but you're also talking to someone who's walked the path that you've walked. And I believe that's very, very important, just to make that connection and know that that understanding of the issue is there for you. So that is an incredible service here. We have Tampa Crossroads, another organization that I have worked with for my entire career. They also provide just a variety of counseling services and other services to the entire community, but specifically to our veterans. As VDP, assisting veterans to homeless vets, that's a big focus of ours here in the community. We are focusing on getting individuals into housing. We are planning to open up a shelter, hopefully before Thanksgiving, that will be able to provide shelter and wraparound services for up to 300 individuals from the city of Tampa. And so we're excited about that. It's been a very heavy lift, but we have an incredible team and great partnerships with Catholic Charities. And so we do focus, as I said, on providing services to those individuals that are homeless, but with a very specific focus on veterans, individuals who have served our country and then have come back with issues that have caused them to become homeless. And so not only finding that shelter, but providing those services, wraparound services that are necessary. Of course, we have the Florida Veteran Support Line That's 1-844-MY-FLVET, MY-FL-VET. Department of Veteran Affairs, as I said before, is a great resource. We have the Volunteers of America, Florida Veterans Project. So we've just got so many different programs out there to help our veterans. We also have the Tampa homeless and Tampa Hillsborough Homeless Initiative, and that's run through Hillsborough County. We're clearly a part of that, and they have a virtual Operation Reveille. And I've attended several of the Operation Reveilles in person, and those are specifically for homeless vets to get them housing, to get services, to get jobs, and really to get whatever services they need, whether it's medical treatment, haircuts, dental. All of those issues are addressed in these Operation Reveilles. During this COVID time, we have to clearly do those in a virtual fashion, but we have reduced the number of veterans that we have that are homeless out on our streets. So very fortunate about that. We also have great programs to help our female veterans and their families as well. Again, the Tampa Crossroads Dawning Family Services. That's another great organization that focuses on female veterans and their families. You know, I often volunteer in programs that help women, and it's not that there's a discrimination with me, you know, more so to women than men, but anybody who's worked in public service or any kind of service organization know that if you help women, quite often you're helping the children as well. So you can reach so many individuals when you're helping women and their families. Again, the Department of Veteran Affairs and Volunteers of America, the Veterans Project. So many groups out there. I'm quite certain that you have these all listed on your website, but there are a lot of resources, and we need to make sure that everybody knows that they're out there and know that not only do we value your service and your commitment and dedication to our country, but we also understand that you may be in need when you come back, and we want to make sure that we provide the services that you need.
That's a long list. I tell you what, if I had them on my feet, I'd be working every day. You know, I'd be
Yeah, sure.
Identify those. I'm glad you mentioned the female veterans, the women veterans as well. We just had on VCF. We had yesterday. We had our monthly meeting. We focused on women, on the female veterans as well. So
good.
So we got that, but the families is just as important, you know, as you already know as well. So yes. I really appreciate that. And of course, as you said, I know a lot of those people already, a lot of resources already personally from Sarah Reynolds with the 211 and
Claire is amazing.
Manage. So yes, I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you being on Veterans Council, Veterans, you know, podcast. And you know, Bridget, I want to give a shout out to Bridget. Because she's right on it, you know. I really
appreciate. Keeps me in line.
I know, yeah. Like my NCO, right? I was an officer. We need an NCO to keep us in line. So that's
yeah, she's the NCO. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, I tell you, that's where I take my orders from.
Yeah. So if you have anything else before we close?
Well, also, I just want everybody to know that with the evictions, you know, with this COVID-19, a lot of people are, you know, out of work. And that means you can't make those rent payments or those mortgage payments. Understand that there are programs available. Please go to Hillsborough County. They have their R3 programs where you can get assistance with that. And also with Career Source, you know, where you can get training, retrained into other jobs if your field has seen a number of jobs that have gone by the wayside. So we are out there for you no matter what service you need. Understand that you have a friend here in the city of Tampa, and we want you to reach out.
Thank you, man. And in fact, next week we're going to have Bay Area Legal with Jennifer.
Oh, excellent.
So she's going to talk a lot about the evictions and stuff as well.
Good.
We know that's a key thing with the moratorium.
It is key.
And then, of course, one thing I want to mention as well, we're going to have the spring for domestic violence on both sides. For because you may have never thought about domestic violence. But with all this stuff going on, you never know. It's good to have.
There's a lot of stress.
Yes,
there is a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, and you know, we just want everybody to know that they are not alone. And thank you so much for providing the information and making sure everybody's aware of the services that are available out there.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so everybody, you just got an episode listen to the Mayor Jane Castor from Tampa, and I hope you guys got something out of it. With the list she gave me, I'll be having a podcast every day, but then I'm not getting paid, so that's not gonna happen. Anyway, I hope you guys learned what was going on in our community. Please, if you know something, drop a link so that that we don't know about. That good. We have SOF missions that are out there. We got a lot of people from the VCF community that are out there to help you guys out during this time, this terrible time that we got to go through. Normally holidays are for happy times, but again, sometimes it's just not that way. So this is Tony Williams from Veterans Counseling Veterans. You got to know your resource. Tony Williams out.